Today I'm sharing my honest review of the MSC Seaside. I sailed this ship on a 3-night cruise with my daughter, which made this experience both wonderful and at times challenging. This was a 3-night cruise, and that really shapes the vibe on board. We saw a lot of friend groups there to party very hard, wear very little, and treat the ship like a floating nightclub. I'm not trying to review harshly, it's just what we experienced, and just maybe something you'd want to consider if you're traveling as a family. So let's talk food. The buffet lines themselves were overall very well done. Lots of options, decently good flow that did get backed up, but not as badly in the food lines as it did at the beverage stations. The buffet area is large and it's duplicated on both sides. And surprisingly for a cruise ship, the big winners for us were the pizza and the burgers. They were both just really excellent. They had so much good flavor and we didn't expect that. One big downside though was that the soda machines were out of order from the moment we stepped on board. The soft serve ice cream was excellent, but the station was located inside the buffet. On other ships I've sailed, it's outside, and I think that really matters. Lines would back up inside and block access to other food stations. Back home, we were actually in the middle of an ice storm, so the warm weather and tropical views of Miami were perfect and really succeeded at getting us eager to cruise. People were already bustling all about, enjoying the pools, getting some sun, and we noticed some cables overhead and realized that there was an onboard zip line. Once people started using it, however, we could not help but laugh a little. We've zip-lined before, but this was more like a slow glide through the park. I'm sure there are safety reasons, and I actually really appreciate and respect that. It just didn't seem like it was maybe a great value for the price. This clip is happening at normal speed with no edits to the timeline of this portion of the video. We toured all the recreation areas on the ship: hot tubs, pools, play areas with fun splash zones, water rides that seem to include single and dueling slides. There were suspension bridges over the family-style pool that had somewhat of an obstacle course feel to them, and it seemed like I saw people of all ages enjoying this. There were larger water slides, with some allowing for body sliding, while others required an inner tube and permitted 2 guests to ride together. We toured the kid and teen spaces, where there were always adult crew members present and some planned activities for each group. We saw the outdoor basketball court, the solarium pool, where they seemed to be paying homage to the Olmecs with those giant heads. There was a recreation room that had a bowling alley with 2 lanes, a 4D movie theater room, an F1 simulator racing car, lots of arcade games, and a fun little restaurant that was a throwback to a 50s diner. And then the atrium with giant screens displaying marine life as if they were in an aquarium. By the way, we also toured the spa, which deserves its own video. It was lovely with a lot of offerings, so I'll be covering that separately. We toured some of the specialty restaurants, including Ola, and ran into these fun crew members, and we took a stroll down the famous MSC crystal staircases. One thing we absolutely loved were the smart elevators. You choose your floor before boarding, and the system assigns the fastest car. It even tells you when it will arrive. This prevents overcrowding and avoids stopping on every floor, so a huge win. Our room was on the 12th floor right off the elevators, but we did not have any noise disturbances, so it was great. Once our room opened, we went in to check it out, saw our balcony that we were super thankful to get through a $70 bid on an upgrade opportunity. We scoped out the storage situation and we unpacked to make it feel like home. I bring lots of cruise essentials with me that I highly recommend and just wouldn't cruise without. And I'll link those in the description below if you want to take a look. They really help to maximize the small spaces and keep your room tidy for your own sake and for the sake of your cabin attendant. Almost all cruises have metal walls in their stateroom cabins, so we use these magnetic hooks to get our stuff off the floor and desk. They really have to be strong, and I've tried several before landing on these, so check those out. While many guests spent their first few hours in line at guest services, we were watching the sunset, enjoying the views from our private balcony, and saying goodbye to Miami. We caught some lobby entertainment, but the theater shows were hands down our favorite. They just weren't typical cruise shows, and that made them really entertaining and memorable. Our itinerary included Nassau, so we woke up to this incredible view. Before heading off the ship to explore, though, we decided to check out a few more things on the upper decks of the ship while it was a bit quieter. We took the panoramic elevator up to that top deck, and we walked the Bridge of Sighs. I'll do a separate Nassau video, but I have to show you this moment of sheer panic when some cruisers realized they were cutting all aboard time way too close. That horn is real, and the ships will leave you. This one was pulling out of port shortly after we saw those pier runners, so I sure hope they made it. At dinner, my daughter ordered the sirloin and I had the salmon. Both were very good and service was fantastic. The only downside was how close the tables were. Very close. After dinner, we found the chocolate shop where they make many of these adorable little treats right there in front of you. And people were seated throughout the cafe, sipping on their coffees and enjoying their chocolates. There was a nice variety of gourmet treats all in these displays, or you could just purchase a gift box to take home with you. We spotted an event sale in the hallway where you could buy designer handbags and wallets at discounted prices. And then we went outside to just enjoy how peaceful the ship really feels at night. We took advantage of having no crowd, so we walked the Infinity Bridge under the stars. Looking down and seeing the waves crashing below your feet was pretty insane. The next morning, we arrived at Ocean Cay, MSC's private island in the Bahamas, and I'm just gonna say this now, it was our favorite part of the cruise. This video is meant to highlight our honest experience on Seaside. So beautiful ship, great show, smart design, some really fun crew members. But not without its challenges, especially for families. There were a lot of moments where I had to redirect my daughter's attention. That doesn't make the ship bad altogether, but it does mean it may not be the best fit for every traveler. I'll share more very soon, so make sure you're subscribed.